let's move on to another thing we're underreacting to, and that is Brock Purdy and him being back. And I don't know what we were going to get. I think a lot of people didn't for these Niners. Mac Jones did such a fantastic job. The coaching's great, all of that. Really, it's been like 2 months of the Mac Jones process, and it's been great. You got to keep a team in the playoff hunt, the whole nine. It's not a coincidence that they scored a season-high 41 points, though, the moment Brock got back on the field. He's their guy. Bruce Arians said, he's your guy from a business perspective. You paid him, he's your guy. But, man, it made sense. It made sense that he's the guy. He's sharp. He was so decisive. George Kittle got going with 2 touchdowns, making everybody happy. Which, by the way, we told you that he's going to score on Friday's show last week as a K-maker. Now, this was his 11th career game with a passer rating over 130. That is more than any other quarterback through their first 4 seasons in NFL history. That's a big deal. He's also only played 2.5 seasons worth of games so far. But we've only seen Brock for 2.5 freaking seasons worth of action so far. And it goes way beyond physical throws and that sharpness that I'm talking about. It's beyond that, everybody. It's like this detailing that he does. Niners beat writer Eric Branch actually did a great job sort of saying how the big plays came either via pre-snap checks at the line or from Brock being able to adapt on the fly with the chemistry he has with CMC and Kittle. So you can bring up his shortcomings, literally, his height, right? That's a big thing. His hand sizing, whatever, like you can do all of that. But what we saw in week 11 were like intangible qualities. Shout out to Eric Branch for saying that. I like how you said it. The smarts, the instincts, that is rare. That is what you pay for. That is what a Super Bowl caliber team has. And I think that's what's made him so successful, despite maybe some of those things we like to pick apart from time to time. It was the game that we needed Brock to have, right? That he needed to have after there has been all this positive momentum around Mac in a Kyle Shanahan coaching, campaign that he'll never get credit for. So this is a statement game for them. Gets the Niners inside of the playoff picture. Lions out, Niners in. And it sets up what's really become a playoff type situation for them. They have the Panthers. Feisty, underreacted to Panther squad, sitting pretty, and we'll see if they're sitting Purdy on Monday night. Yeah. Hamilton, I asked you on the call yesterday, what are you going to break down for us? You said Brock Purdy. We saw him back. We saw how important he was. And I feel like I didn't get the play on Twitter that it deserves. We're underreacting to what that means for this Niners team in the playoff push. Did something in the offense look a little different, better, elevated on the tape?
Yeah, it did. And it's really, and Mac Jones did a great job for this team, but it's Brock's instincts and his mastery of this offense that really shine through when you watch him back in there. And he does as good a job making checks and getting his offense into more favorable plays as any quarterback in this league. I truly believe that. And the way he's been able to adapt when things don't go according to plan is special too. So let's get into some of this tape and take a look at it. So we'll start with one of the George Kittle touchdowns. You'll see here he's under center. They send McCaffrey in motion. He knows right now that the Cardinals are in man coverage across the board. So what's he going to do? He's going to change this play to get George Kittle a tremendous one-on-one matchup. You'll see here he sends use check out wide at receiver. Kyle's just going to run a hitch here. That's just to keep that corner the heck out of the way so that George Kittle can operate. A little ISO Kevin Durant situation here. Kittle's going to run that slot fade, and he's matched up with a linebacker. All Brock has to do is look off the safety. You see that look to the left just keeps that safety on the hash and unable to get over the top of Kittle. And then that's just a perfect ball. He puts it in a beautiful spot. You'll see it again here on the replay. You can't throw it any better than that. And that is just mastery of an offense shining through right there. And this is the play you mentioned that Eric Branch talked about that is just full freelancing. Kittle's running this cross. Pearsall's running a dig behind it. Brock's read here is the safety. He's supposed to throw to one of those two guys, and you'll see that's where his eyes are. He's watching the safety. But look what happens down here at the bottom. Kittle collisions that linebacker, so there's nobody to take McCaffrey. He's supposed to just run a check down here, but he sees that and goes to the flat instead. And watch, he's going to signal Brock like, hey, I'm open over here. Look at me. Find me. So Brock's able to come off his read, recognize that, and make the throw to Christian for the touchdown. And it's something that looks easy, but it's not. You have to adapt on the fly like that. And we had another shot there at the end, too, that I wanted to show. Christian's coming off the field, and he goes right to Brock, and he's pointing to his helmet.
Do we have it?
Hey, that was pretty damn smart, Brock. Thank you for – here it is. Oh, it missed the beginning of it. But, yeah, he's pointing to his helmet. He's like – way to see me there, Brock. That's a heads up play.
So they're finishing each other's sentences.
They really are, and that's what we're seeing out of this offense when Brock is back in there. The chemistry that he has with those guys, and again, his ability to just have that command at the line of scrimmage and change plays and get them into better plays. That's something, and it's not a slight against Mac Jones. It's just something that Brock does that not a lot of other quarterbacks do that well at that level.
What does it mean, you know? What does it mean? The Niners 7-point faves against a feisty little Carolina team, and that one's the Monday Nighter. I'm actually very excited about that one.
Yeah.
They're minus 600 to make the playoffs. They have a half-game lead for the wild card spot. They're 7th in odds to win the NFC at plus 1,800. We'll take a short break here and come back and talk about whether or not we think that that's a good play there. We'll be back after this.